Hey everyone, Jesse here. Wanted to do a video on a 3D printed soil cube maker. Basically this design I downloaded online. It's free. It probably produces 1.5 by 1.5 cube. And let's see if I can unscrew this. It prints out this little piece which indents the soil cube. This actually prints as one piece, so it prints just like this, and then you kind of just have to pull on it, make it so it does that, and then it'll loosen up. But basically the whole idea is that this gets filled with soil. You will compress, or you will push down the block, and then it will create a solid block, and you will plant this block when the plant has rooted, has grown a little bit, and it basically doesn't have any transplant shock for the plant. So with that, I'm going to re-screw this in. See if we can do a process right here. I'd estimate that this probably costs, $1 or so worth of filament. It does print out a smaller one as well. I haven't really used this one. Same idea, except it's all printed as one, and it creates very, very small blocks that you push down. You put the soil in there, push down. So let me do a demonstration of both. First, I need to grab some water from the fish tanks. Probably be the best water. Have an aquaponics system with fish in there, plants up top that will filter the water out. So much better than the local water here down in the Houston area. I have some potting mix. Ideally, you have strained this out or sifted it so that the big pieces are not in the soil. We want to make sure it's good and pretty moist, I would say. Not overly done, but you'll see when we do this that it does squeeze out all the extra moisture if you do it hard enough. So I'm going to mix up the potting soil, make sure it's all uniform in content, moisture, things like that. Move this over, and I'm going to take the mixture, or take the block, and I'm going to fill it up as much as possible with the soil. Push it down, whatever it takes. So you want to have extra in here. And just kind of shove it in there. So once you've packed it in pretty good, you can take that and you're gonna press down with one hand and then start pushing on the top with the other, and just kind of rock it back and forth. I do that for a little bit. You'll see that the water is squeezing out the bottom, and then when you think you're ready, you're gonna kind of put more pressure on the top bar, and you're gonna lift up the base to try and get the block out without breaking it or crushing it, whatever. So let's see if we can do that. And of course it's a little bit stuck. There we go. It's kind of like making a sandcastle. So you can see that that's the block. I'm going to move it slightly over. And I can do the same thing with this little one, so you can get an idea. Just going to fill it up with soil really quick. There's that one. Doesn't have to be perfect. Push down and then lift up the base, kind of rocking it as I go. So you can see the size of these are much smaller. I would say these ones are probably too small. They're like maybe 1/4 inch or so high. I would think they would need to be double that to be absolutely useful, because any plants that will grow in there are going to grow pretty quick and hit the bottom. So that's my only thing, is I would make this one a little bit bigger, maybe 25% bigger, and then should be a good seedling start to do that in. Another thing is that people use multiple sizes, so maybe they'll start out with this, and then once that plant grows, they can place it in the larger soil block because they know it's already sprouted and grown. Let me know if you have any questions. That's basically the process. Once again, it's just to start your seeds somewhere and then transplant them to your garden bed or wherever they're going with the least amount of shock to the plant. It'll also air prune out the sides. Ideally, you have a base that has air, so it's not sitting on a solid surface. The roots can go down, and as soon as they hit air, they will prune themselves. But probably you wouldn't leave them in there too long to do that. You can place these indoors, and they'll start growing indoors, start sprouting, and then you would slowly bring them outside, harden the seeds off, harden the plants off, and then place in a garden bed as soon as it's ready. So with that, thanks for watching. If you have questions, let me know, and I'll do some more videos later on.